And I got to give you a disclaimer, a warning on this video before we dive in. And that is that what I'm about to share with you might make your blood boil. I know it's very upsetting for me to see this. And I might be a little bit edgy because I've been up well past midnight over the past 3 nights in a row working on the relief roadmap to give you a comprehensive list of all the stimulus checks across the nation. People don't even realize there's states and cities and counties sending out these checks, you guys. But wait till you see what I've got for you. What you're going to witness in this video is literally hundreds of billions of dollars with a B of unspent funds just sitting there. That's right, just sitting there. Money that was supposed to go out to help out people that are hurting throughout the course of this pandemic, that was meant to give them assistance, families, stimulus checks. There's so much just sitting there. I kid you not. They could send out a fourth federal level stimulus check of $2,000. They could send out child tax credits, Social Security increases, all of the unfulfilled promises that have just left people in despair and forgotten. They could do it right now with leftover funds that came from stimulus packages. And I've got articles coming out in just the past 24 hours giving confirmation that the situation is still exactly the same. Now, wait till you see this, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, take a look at this headline that came out yesterday. House Republicans questioned the Department of Education over billions of unspent pandemic funds. And this is actually an understatement. It's not billions. It's not tens of billions. It's hundreds of billions of dollars that was meant to go out. Take a look at this. Nearly all of the pandemic stimulus education money approved in 2021 remains unspent. This just coming out a few days ago. And take a look at this, you guys. This was back in January. This has been the situation for quite some time, that this money has just been sitting there. Unspent funds color the debate over additional pandemic relief. As many are saying, why are you going to send out another stimulus package when you haven't even spent the package that you already issued back in March of 2021? $800 billion just sitting there. And take a look, you guys. Like I said, this was back from January. Jumping down, it says, of the $5.7 trillion in fiscal support that Congress has provided since early 2020, about $800 billion remains unspent or uncommitted, just sitting there. Now, I've also got some video footage that came out back in June as we got confirmation from Representative Jason Smith, who was furious about this. Now, let's take a look at this. This was just a couple months ago, and then we're going to be taking a look at the official website of the Responsible Federal Budget Committee, and they're going to be confirming it still remains the same, you guys. All of this money just sitting there. Let's go ahead and take a look.
$1,400 stimulus checks to Japanese citizens living in Japan. For over a year, we have cataloged numerous examples of ridiculous waste of federal tax dollars. $783 million to checks to prisoners. This list goes on and on. This is why we need answers from the administration. So what did American families get? I'll tell you, they got higher prices and lower real wages. Interest rates are rising faster than it has seen in 30 years, all without further federal government stimulus. Despite this, and with $1 trillion in unspent COVID money, Democrats chose to gamble with the financial security of the American people.
There you have it, you guys. That was Representative Jason Smith, furious about the mishandling of the federal money, of our taxpayer dollars, the money that was supposed to go out to help people. And you heard him say there's still nearly $1 trillion just sitting there. Now, in addition to that, here it is. Take a look. And all of this is linked in the description below. As you guys know, I cite all my sources. I put them on the screen. I read right from them so you know it's the latest. This coming out from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Now, I don't see an update date on here, but I do see the most recent articles back from March of 2020. And it says, at this time, legislative action. It says that there is $5.3 trillion that has been dispersed, and of the amount allocated of $6 trillion, which leaves roughly, according to these numbers, $700 billion still just sitting there. Now, that doesn't even take into account Federal Reserve actions or administrative actions. So you guys, there's still a ton of money just sitting there. Now, I'm going to be diving into the latest that we're hearing about the Education Department not using these funds whatsoever. Literally over $100 billion just sitting there. So I'm going to dive into the details. And again, like I said, all of these are linked in the description below. Now, before we dive in, also wanted to mention, as I said, I might be a little bit edgy because I have been up, I stayed up till 2 last night. The night before that, stayed up till 1, I think. And then the night before that, I was up pretty late as well. Last last week, spending all-nighters, cranking away on getting all the details worked out for www.relief roadmap. Going to create a members area. I'm going to make it very easy to access so that way we can keep this updated. You can get it on your phone, your tablet, online. We're going to create an entire members area so that way you can have access to everything, because it is so ridiculous that Congress has not made these funds available, and when they do, it's such a complicated process. You have to spend literally hours trying to track down if you're eligible, how to apply. I'm putting it all into one easy to access place. There is nothing like this out there available right now where people can get access to every single stimulus provision across the nation. I'm assembling this, but it's a moving target because there's new ones popping up all the time. I just got word this morning of another one I'm going to share with you in a video later on this evening. But you guys, we're going to keep this rolling, keep it up to date. So in order to make it the most efficient, I have to create this website where it's going to be updating regularly. So keep an eye out for that. We have well over 10,000 people now that have signed up to get access to it. If you haven't already, add your email to the wait list at www.reliefroadmap.com. I'm sending out mass emails to everybody, and I will let you know when it goes live. That website, www.reliefroadmap.com, it's going to change. It's going to change from the email wait list to the actual site. So keep an eye out for that coming here very soon for you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. And if you appreciate this content, don't forget, before we look at these articles, smash the like button for me. It helps set the channel a ton with the YouTube algorithm. It just takes a second. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me to learn about growing wealth, personal finance, more content coming on that channel here very soon as well. And with that being said, you guys, let's dive into these articles and get you caught up on the latest. All right, so first up, a link in the description below to this article that says House Republicans are going to be questioning the Department of Education over billions of unspent pandemic relief funds. Now, this is just the Education Department's allocation of provisions, and you're going to be seeing it's hundreds of billions. But like I said, the total federal excess money is around $800, maybe $700 billion now, and that doesn't even take into account what's happening on state, city, and county levels, which I'm going to be tracking for you on Relief Roadmap, you guys. But take a look at this. House Republicans are launching an investigation into how the U.S. Department of Education handled billions of dollars in pandemic relief funds. According to news reports, the department has yet to spend most of the relief money, raising new questions. In a letter to the Department of Education Secretary Miguel Cardano this month, House Oversight Committee Republicans demanded answers as to why the billions of pandemic relief money has reportedly remained unspent by school districts. They expressed concern that some districts have not spent the vast majority of funds made available, and instead of letting the funds languish, districts should use the money for intervention to get students back on track. What a concept. Using the money for what it was meant to do. Now, in May, the Wall Street Journal reported that districts had yet to spend, get this, 93% of the $122 billion given to them as a part of the 2021 American Rescue Plan. So money sent out, not even 10% has been used. And we're seeing that this is happening a lot here. So there's a lot of excess unused money, literally hundreds of billions just sitting there. And if they're not using it for the education department, why not just reallocate it, shift it towards other provisions that could help out people? Like I said, stimulus checks, Social Security increases, there's an assortment of different things. Reallocate, redistribute funds, which we've heard in many cases, the president does have the legal authority to do through executive action. We saw this with former President Donald Trump. Reissued existing FEMA funds, took it and used it for the LWA program to enhance and extend out federal unemployment benefits. And people are saying something similar could be done for stimulus checks and all these other unfulfilled promises of provisions. Take a look, you guys. The other one, nearly all pandemic stimulus education money approved earlier in 2021 remains unspent, and it says government figures show that just 12% of the money allocated for the education department in the American Rescue Plan has been spent so far. So the other one said there was about 7% used. This one says 12, but what we're hearing is there is just a massive amount of excess just sitting there of the $122 billion. So you guys, in the education department is not the only one. There is, like I said, about $800 billion. So we will see. Now, let me know your thoughts. What's going to happen with this money? Where's it going to go? What is going to unfold with it? Do you think that the Biden administration has forgotten about it? Or do you think that they've got plans to use this? Do they got plans to use it for the people? Are they going to use it for midterm elections? People are saying they're buying votes by sending out stimulus provisions. Do you think that they're going to reallocate it and use some other corrupt methods to try to get their hands on it? Let me know what you think is going to be coming. But you guys, hundreds of billions of dollars of federal money, taxpayer money, just sitting there. Now we will see. I will keep you up to date here on the channel, but this is by no means over. There is a lot unfolding, and it's ramping up as we get closer to midterm elections. But you guys, that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. And as I said, I will keep you up to date here on the channel as more unfolds. If you made it this far and you haven't already, thank you so much for joining me. Please smash the like button if you appreciate the content. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, share this out if you think it could help out other people. Leave your comments. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Let you know the latest. All you got to do if you want to stay up to date, totally free, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Any specific questions for me? 3, that is the best way to get a hold of me directly by far. Don't fall for any scammers here on YouTube that try to impersonate me. They screenshot my picture and they tell you to contact them on WhatsApp. It's not me, you guys. And also keep an eye out on my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, for more content. And if you haven't already, www.reliefroadmap.com, working on the website every day in between videos and at night. We're going to have this launched here for you very soon. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless.